Let's get into it. It's crime o'clock, yeah, feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick-tock, won't stop, let the facts talk. Pull up real close, yeah, it's crime o'clock. Clock, clock, yeah. Typically new, neon signs glow, brick wall behind me. Headlines loud, but they never define me. They rush the story, skip the proof. I slow it down, let it show the truth. Files on deck, read every line. Timestamps matter, so does time. If it don't fit, I don't force the frame. Ask one question, whole story change. No fear my voice, no need to shout. Paper speaks when you read it out. If the math's off, I'll circle twice. Truth ain't loud, but it ain't nice. Yeah. Read it again. It's crime o'clock, yeah. Feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick tock, won't stop. Let the facts talk. Pull up real close, yeah. It's crime o'clock. It's crime o'clock. Read it again. They sell a narrative if I sell receipts. Courtroom quiet, but the pages speak. Word for word, no added spin. Let it stand, yeah. Let that sink in. Screenshot save, timeline's tight. Missing pieces keep me up at night. If they say elected, I say why. If they say case closed, I say try. No rush here, we do it right. Truth don't bend for the likes of hype. If you came for noise, you in the wrong spot. This is evidence, this is crime o'clock. Clock, clock, clock. Stay with me. This isn't background noise. This is pattern recognition. This is documents. This is crime o'clock. It's crime o'clock, yeah. Feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick tock, won't stop. Let the facts talk. Say it with me now. Crime o'clock. It's crime o'clock. Typically unique. It's crime o'clock. Yeah. If you're here, you're early. If you're listening, you're paying attention. Show starts now.
Welcome back to Crime O'Clock on Typically Unique. Hello, everybody. It's Tuesday. I hope your Tuesday is going well. I have to keep reminding myself I get to go get my tire fixed today. Hopefully they get the tire in. If you don't know, we popped a tire on my car last week. And they didn't have a tire. We had to order one. So you used high knees yesterday. Hi, Legal Swag. That's so funny. Hey, Lori. Hi, Jen. Hey, G-Bean. Woohoo. Let's go. Hi, One Can Leanne. Hello, Becca. Donna, good to see you. Gigi Butler, hello. Hi, Ro. I love the Dappin Legal Swag. Pretty much Finland. Hello, hello. Karen Folkes, hello. I hope I said your name right. All right, everybody. 2 a.m. 2 a.m. is the dark hour. I cannot believe I had such a wrong take on that when I heard, hey, Paco Jewel, Mrs. Chapin say that phrase, that 2 a.m. was a dark hour. I just thought she's waking up in her sleep, and that's a common saying. That's what I thought. But now it's the audio that we have, the audio footage that has convinced me. Welcome in, everybody. Hi, Love and Other Habits. Hi, Blue Devil. Hey, Wade Bird. Paco Jewel. Becca, I hope I said hello to you. Hi, Becky. Please hit that thumbs up button on your way in. Please, please. 2:37. Yeah, I don't think it was like 2 a.m. in like 20 minutes it was done. I think it was like from 2 a.m. to Could have gone past 4 a.m. I don't know the official ending time, but I know a lot of the noise ends around 4:20, 4:30. So I think crime time was over 2 hours. I think there was a lot going on, a lot going on. And that's what we are going to talk about today. Give you guys a little personal update, just some chit chat to start with. Do you remember the robin that was like forever crashing itself into my window? They moved to the side of my house and built a nest. I'm assuming it's the male robin. He attempted to build like, I don't know, 3 nests around my house and they kept failing. One a cat got to. I don't know. He was just a hot mess building his nest. But he finally got one on a gutter, like on the side of my garage. And they had babies. They just hatched like 2 days ago. And so all I see are these like open mouths sticking out of the typical male. That's funny. That's funny. So yeah, they're feeding the babies. So that's pretty fun to watch. And then I've been like feeding all the other birds with I've never put bird feeders out before. So I did this summer. This is my retirement hobbies. These are my retirement hobbies. Sitting out in my backyard watching the birds. Carlos thinks I'm nuts, but it's so funny. And the chipmunks and squirrels keep getting into it. And so I'm like, it's for the birds, leave the birds alone. But I had peanuts. So I threw the peanuts out for the chipmunks and squirrels. No, the birds are eating the peanuts. So I'm like, whatever. Everybody eat whatever. Like, just eat what you want. Chipmunks eat the bird seed, birds eat the peanuts. Like, that's how it's going on over here. Hi, Dinocytes. Hello, hello. All right, we're going to get into it today. So I know I keep talking about the treehouse and I keep talking about 427, but I really feel that location, figuring out that location of where was this party that gets us up to this 2 a.m. hour, right? And I feel around 2 a.m., there are a lot of college students out in the street area, either out in the White's parking lot, out on Taylor Avenue. We can hear them. Kennedy puts people there. Eric Gower is there after he drops Bethany and Maddie off supposedly. And then after what I read yesterday, I'm like, was it even Eric Gower like that dropped Kaylee and Maddie off? And someone made a comment and I don't know where I saw it. It might be in the comments section of my video from yesterday. I can't remember. But they said, do you remember way back at the beginning when the private driver first came out, there was this confusion on who exactly the private driver was. And it seemed like there were like 2 people, like one was an older guy and I remember there being confusion. We didn't know how to pronounce his name. Was it Gower? Was it Grower? Like, I just remember confusion. I'm going to have to remember to go back and check all that out because then it just became Eric that we know today. Lori remembers that. Anybody else remember that? And so the reason I bring that up is because when you listen to Peyton Rossi's interview, he told all the freshmen sobros of his fraternity to stop driving at 2 a.m. That's problematic. Why? Why did you have them all stop driving at 2 a.m. and then you took over the driving? And then we had someone yesterday report that they took a driver home and it was the same driver that dropped off Kaylee and Maddie, but they said it was a sobro. So there's a lot to straighten out there too. There's things that are popping up that I'm like, I feel if it's crime time or right before crime time, we should figure this out. It's important, especially if these are the witnesses or the people that are providing the information, right? So, several key people in this crime: Bethany, Dylan, surviving roommates, Kennedy, Fitzgerald, chicken boy that cut his hand, the one guy with cuts on his hand that goes to a hospital on, cut on the night of the crime, goes to the hospital the next morning, that guy, all talking about the treehouse. Are they talking about the treehouse or are they talking about 427? So before we get into it, let's look at what I'm talking about. Oops. All right, I think you can see. Okay. So for right now, we are going to focus on, we'll just refresh our memories. The red dot right here, 1122, right? This is the lot where the house was. And if you go straight ahead, these two buildings are the whites. 621 right here. This is Kayla Wen's house. So when they leave Saturday in the afternoon around 2 p.m. to 3 p.m., somewhere in there, they all walk over to the whites here. Now, I read a report yesterday where there were several parties going on at the whites. When I talk about the rack later, it is going to be in the whites here somewhere. Right now, we're going to focus on 619 Taylor Avenue right here. This is the treehouse. Okay. That's the treehouse. 619. Allie's house, I believe, is over here. And it says 427. Okay. All the way over here. Now, I want you to notice, because when Bethany describes Allie's house, her words, Bethany's words, she says it's down at the end of the street. Okay. So you can see there's a intersection here. She starts to say the word intersection. They kind of cut it off. And you can see there's an island here. There's a couple like islands that splits the traffic. So like when she says intersection, like, yeah, this is an intersection. There's islands controlling the traffic. Now I was surprised that Google Earth, they put us here in this house. Okay. When you go to Street View, we will do this real quick. Let me show you. Let's go. Okay. So this is across the street. Okay, there's the island. You can see the traffic splits. There's the corner. Okay. So this is the house that they say is 427. Okay. Now there's building 1 here, building 2 here. I am assuming there is a building 3 over here, but we cannot see it because of this bush. So let me show you why I think that. So you will know what I'm talking about. When I say 427, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's look at this building. And if you see right by the door here, it says 433. Okay, 433. So it's not that one. And they have their own garage and their own, these are like duplexes. So this must be like a triplex, right? I'm assuming there's 3. So you have garage, apartment building, part of the house, and then another house over here, part of the house. Oh, can I get closer? All right, I got to back up and move down the road a little bit. Okay. All right. So let me see. Nope. I'm going to show you. There we go. This one says 431. Okay. So they probably share this garage, share the parking lot, 2 buildings. Now you can see there's another building over here. Okay. But it's really hidden. So I'm not sure where you get in to this one. It looks like maybe the taller part is over here, but they also have their own garage. So I'm going to assume that is 427 because that's what it pinned on the map. Okay. Can't see it from this direction. It's hidden. I looked at this house. This one is 419. Okay. And then I also looked at the apartment building on the other side and it was like 503 or something like that. So this has to be it. All right. So that's what we're talking about. Okay. Reading your comments for a second. Oh, is Mark B in here? Per 1112 camera, when the car hit the corner of King and Queen upon entry and exit 102, 105. Oh, you got the timestamps. Witchy, you are all over it lately. Well, always, I should say. Thank you. Oh, North Carolina mountain man. I understand that feeling. How old's your daughter? I bet she'll do fine. Ooh, yeah, Karmic, jot these places down so you can go drive by them, right? And like I think there might be a road that goes up behind what I was just showing. Like if you round that bend by 427, maybe you can see it from the back side or something, but I can't see it from the street view. So I would love it if you could check that out. Yeah. Okay. So let me go back to, this is what we're talking about. Oh, wait, I need to reorient. Whenever you go down to street view, it like you turn yourself around. So you have to reset yourself to north. See, don't get motion sickness while I'm showing you guys this stuff. All right. So the great debate, Treehouse 619 or 427. Let's see if we can finally figure this out today. Okay. All right. I'm going to use the projector. What else rhymes with projector instead of Hector? Got the light. I'm getting it set up and then I'll share it. All right. We're going to use a couple different resources today. All right. And we are going to start on page 156 in the book. Now, I'm not only using the book, but we start with the book. The book will often refer us to reports. And then from the reports, we have our awesome creators that have FOIA'd the interviews. All right, so I marked this page right here. And this is Dylan talking, right? So let's just get some backstory up here. So this is where Dylan explained, wait a minute, right here. Dylan met up with Gideon and the two of them went to Peter's apartment. Okay. She was with Ethan Chapin and Xana during part of the night, and Dylan explained Ethan had been trying to get in contact with his sister, one of the triplets, Maisie, because she had been upset about something and he was worried about her. Does anybody know what sorority Maisie was in? What formal did they have? I forgot to look that up. What formal did they go to? What sorority? I'm only asking because I want to see if it's the same as Kennedy. Kennedy is not an Alpha Phi or a Pi Beta Phi. She is something else. And before I tell you, I want to see if it's Maisie's. Dylan did not know what the issue was. She remembered Maisie told her brother she had not been answering her cell phone because she had been sleeping. She described Ethan as being very protective of his sister, as well as protective with all the roommates. The group of them, so this is interesting, the group of them then went to visit Allie. So I believe Dylan said that Gideon went with her. So they go to visit Allie, who she had previously met through Xana. And Kenzie was also there. I'm not sure who Kenzie is. So she also says Dylan herself, Yessie, Gideon, Jenna. So there's Jenna, because Jenna's just going to say, I just went to a different party. I just went to a different party. Claire and Lake were also there, as well as Ava and Zach, Jenna's twin brother. So that's Jenna McClure and Zach McClure. Then they ask her about alcohol, and she talks about playing Rage Cage. And I think Rage Cage was at Allie's house. That's what I think. So this is Dylan telling us they're going to Allie's. Didn't say a time, but all the people that were there, and she said the group of them went to visit Allie. All right. If I move this over, I can see your comments. Let me see. Oh, you guys naming the projector? Ray. Oh, that would be funny. Let's just call it like George. We'll just name it like a funny name. Frank the projector. Right. Mackenzie, Kenzie, like who is it? Itty bitty poof. Hello. Alpha, beta, theta. So I'm there's a way to figure it out. So there's a way to figure out about Maisie. So we will just, I'll leave Maisie out there for a while, but I found out that Kennedy Fitzgerald is a Delta Gamma. Like, why are they coming into the mix? Why is everybody going to a Delta Gamma house? Hey, Mike. Oh, look at that legal swag, making 5 people green over here. Thank you so much, legal swag. And who are our new peeps? Where's those new peeps at? We've got Dinocytes, SRB, you got a membership, and Smiling Sleuth, and Mary M, and LM Minty. Welcome to the peeps, you guys. Thank you so much, Legal Swag. Love turning people green in here. Appreciate that very much.
I appreciate you. Thank 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 you for the support. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So then we're going to go to page 188 and 189. Okay. Back to the comments. Oh, look at all those peeps in the chat. Welcome, new members. There was a doc where someone talked about taking Xana to a frat she'd never been to, but she didn't end up going. She left with Ethan instead. Ooh, that's interesting. All right. On the night of November 12th, this is Lakeland, you guys. So now we're getting Lakeland's perspective. Lakeland McComas was at another, see, they just say, at another house party. That's like how Jenna McClure references it too, with some other friends. Like, we just want to be vague. McComas later sent me, I've got all these sticky notes. Oh no, I didn't put them back. I got to put them back. So McComas sent a picture of the location. I got to move my camera over. So we can fit. How do I get this to focus in? So Lakeland sends a picture of the location of the other house party, which was at 427 Taylor Avenue. So what's the first house party? Is it Kayla Newen's? What's the first one? So here we have 427 Taylor Avenue. Mortensen listed the attendees of that party as Kennedy Fitzgerald. We did verify that Allie lived with Kennedy, I believe, and they have to live at 427 Taylor Avenue, not 419, unless someone's majorly lying. 427 Taylor Avenue. Mortensen listed the attendees of that party as Kennedy Fitzgerald, female, Hayden Edwards, male, Jenna McClure, Claire Cirillo, and eventually Mortensen. There were potentially other attendees, but she did not know everyone, so she could not remember. All attendees were students. At this time, McComas thought Chapin and Kernodle were still at the Sigma Chi party. When McComas left 427 Taylor Avenue, Jen, clock it. You got it, girl. You got it. Thank you for that, Jen.
Clock it. Clock it. So I gotta say thank you. Thank you. Clock it.
Clocking it over here. I think that's 2 towards our goal. All right. Thank you, you guys. Thank you so much. It'll say 1 because it only counts the super chats, but all right. So when McComas left left 427. She and Mortensen got a ride. Now, again, why are they lying about this if they are? Clearly Kennedy is going to remember walking out of her house and walking with Dylan and Bethany. And Dylan and Bethany are going to remember if they got, or Dylan and Lakeland, I'm sorry, if they got into a car or not. So who's going to be the tiebreaker between this information? The Sobro? Who was the Sobro? I don't think it was a freshman Sobro because, well, see, I keep saying that, but it's only Sigma Chi who canceled their freshman sober draw, right? Is it not Sigma Chi? Oh man, that's going to be another rabbit hole to go down. I will leave that thought process alone. We're going to stay on this. I'm not going down another rabbit hole. I'll do it later. When McComas left 427 Taylor Avenue, she and Mortensen got a ride from a Sobro freshman in a fraternity, and they went back to 1122 King Road. She could not remember the make of the car. Convenient. McComas could not remember exact times that she left the party. She had taken videos and photographs that night and said the timestamp from the last video at 427 Taylor Avenue was at 11:54 p.m. So just because that's your last video doesn't mean you left. That's what they're trying to say, but that's not what that means. The timestamp from the first video at 1122 King Road was 12:43. So there's almost an hour. 11:54 to 12:43 a.m. Kennedy said they don't leave till about 2 a.m. Lots of discrepancy here. I'm starting to think it's possible that Dylan and Lakeland could have went back to the house. They could have went back to 1122, taken photos, taken their, set the popcorn out, did what all they needed to do to set a stage and then left again. They could have. How am I missing Mark B's comments? Hi, Mark B. I keep looking for your name. I don't see it. Sorry about that. I love all the work that you do. Hi, Susie Littleby. All right, so that was Lakeland's. Lakeland is telling us it's 427 Taylor Avenue. Dylan told us it's 427 Taylor Avenue. I got to put this sticky note back on page 156. And then we've got page 204. Let's see who's on page 204. Oh, this is Bethany. Here we've got Bethany. So Bethany went to the Sigma Chi party around 8:30 p.m. She says with Ethan and Xana, but then if you listen to her interviews, she says, no, we went first. They were not far behind us. She talks about hanging out and then down here. Bethany did not see Ethan or Xana at the party and left to go to Kennedy Fitzgerald's residence at 427 Taylor Avenue. Bethany walked home around 1-ish. So now she's saying 1-ish. Didn't she say a different time earlier? Bethany walked home around 1-ish. And when she got back to 1122 King Road, Dylan and Lakeland McComas were at the residence and they all watched a movie together. Look at that. We got another super chat. Gigi Butler. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. We'll do this one. It's a little loud. Thank you. I got to make some more sounds for that. I like doing that. I appreciate that. Thank you. My comments are disappearing. And that is 2 towards the goal. 3 if we count the memberships. Is Sarah in here? Hey, Sarah. Hello. A great crew in here. A great crew. Love you guys. That sounds like the Buffy theme song. Does it really? Oh, that's funny. That's funny. What's Mike's idea? Ooh, yes, Mike. I second that. Mark B, please. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. Okay, did I read this part? Yes, Bethany. That's Bethany's. And then we've got page 211. And then that will be all that's in the book about Allie's house that I could find. Jen 7S coming in with 5 more memberships, you guys. Jen, you're so giving and generous. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know what we got to do.
Clock it! So I gotta say thank you. Clock it!
I feel like that needs to be longer. But I think the only way I get away with it is because it's so short. Usually you can't play like real like songs like that on YouTube, but I think it's because it's short. Okay, let's find more information about Allie's house on page 211. Where did I have it marked at? Right here. Oh, this I did share this yesterday, but we'll just look at it again because I'm pulling everything from the book, everything from the interviews I could find, and the reports. Okay, just to like lock it down. Okay, because I know there's other people that think it's the treehouse, it's the treehouse, it's the treehouse. Something might have been going on at the treehouse, but I don't know what. Oh no, we do know what. Peyton Rossi told us that there were a bunch of guys at the treehouse. So I'm suspecting if it's actually guys that live at the treehouse, they were watching football, and he's the one that I believe he says Emily and Hunter are there. And he also says Emily's the only female. So that's what makes me think the treehouse is not a female house. Just from what I'm picking up on the reports that I'm seeing and digging into right now. We could find something that disproves that, but I'm feeling very strong about 427 being Allie Benson and Kennedy Fitzgerald's. Okay. I mean, unless you find other stuff to disprove this. All right, so here we go. This is also Bethany. She talks about in the morning. Because, and I've been on this for a long time because when I did my timelines, okay, so when I did the timeline of Bethany and Xana, they both left the Whites party in the afternoon and they went to Allie's. There's something And there's something about Allie's house this day. And that's when Ethan got the text message, "You're getting cheated on." Okay. So that's what sent me on the one of the reasons that set me on the path for this. So once Dylan, Maddie, and Xana got back, like in the morning from Taco Bell, they started getting ready for the day. Kaylee, Dylan, Maddie, and Bethany were in Kaylee's room, and they were getting ready for a party at 621 Taylor Street, the Whites. The house belonged to, oh, here's where I wanted to show you where I found those names yesterday: Bianca, Sailor, and Kayla. So Kayla Newen lives with Bianca and Sailor, right? Lucy, we're all going to leave and go to Allie's house, okay? The apartment is located on the second floor on the far east side of the apartment building. So if we were looking at the Whites, we can find the exact apartment, second floor, far east side. That's Kayla N's. So then Bethany stated this was between 11 and 12. It wasn't. It was really between 2 and 3, according to everybody else. Okay. So let me get down here. Where they go to. Here we go. Bethany stated she was at the Whites up until around 15:48. So 3:48. So almost 4 p.m. when she left with Xana. So just Bethany and Xana. Bethany and Xana. Maddie, Kaylee, and Dylan, they stayed at the White. So they stayed at Kayla Newen's apartment. Ethan had left before her and Xana. I don't think it takes any guy like 3.5 hours to get ready to go to a formal. Ethan didn't have to go to that formal until I believe like 7. I think they had to be there at 7. But he's leaving the Whites at. They just got there between 2:30 and 3. Did Ethan not stay there long? This time is interesting. This time is interesting. I don't think Ethan's there long, and then we don't know where he goes. We don't know where he goes. Is 15:48 3:48, right? So Bethany's saying her and Xana left at 3:48, but Ethan had left before that. But everybody said that they arrived at the Whites party between 2 and 3. They weren't there very long. So then Bethany and Xana went to Allie Benson's place somewhere on Taylor. Bethany and Xana left there around 16:51. So they were at Allie's for an hour from like 4 to 5. From the 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. time period, Xana and Bethany are at Allie Benson's Kennedy Fitzgerald's apartment. Then they went back to, and we don't get any other information about that. Any information is not written in the book, and it's redacted, blurred out, silenced in the interviews. All right, so that's the book evidence about Taylor. Let me take this down. And we're just going to listen to the description of it now. Give me one sec. I'm pulling something up. So I have a super short clip of Bethany from her first interview, just so that we can verify that. I'm just trying to verify information here. Just because it said it in the book, is it true and accurate? So we're going to listen to Bethany's own words in the interview, if I find it. Where's her first interview? Maybe I got to go to a Christie. Let's go to Christie's. There we go. I clicked on the wrong thing. Sorry, you guys. Give me a second to pull this up. I also forgot to mention yesterday was Kaylee's birthday. Should have honored that yesterday. Kaylee's birthday is June 8th. It is important to remember the victims and why we talk about this. That's the intro. I'm like, I shouldn't be getting ads. All right, I'm going to the 9-minute and 35-second mark. Good enough. I know I'm not sharing it. Let me get it set up. And
What time was that at?
I don't know, maybe like 12-ish. I could be wrong.
No, it's fine.
okay, I apologize. We got to listen to, the way she's talking, the way he's talking. Let me make sure my volume, this one's hard to hear, but I will also put the closed captioning on. Okay. So remember, this is the day of, obviously, when they go to the police station.
And then I
And
was,
we're just kind of hanging out still at the house.
and then I went to our other friend's house.
Okay. What time was that at?
I don't know, maybe like 12-ish. I could be wrong.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
And where's that house?
It's just like up the street. I don't know that address.
Okay, up the street from.
Sigma Chi,
Okay.
kind of.
So you guys are at Sigma Chi, so you're walking back towards.
We're walking back towards my house, and then we go this way.
So like when you got to Taylor Street, you went up. So if you walked all the way from Sigma News.
Or
Sigma Chi, sorry.
yeah.
So right now she's talking about when she left Sigma Chi. You got to leave Sigma Chi and go straight towards the street, which is heading towards her home. But then she's saying we turned on Taylor and we walked down Taylor. So she's describing it to him.
And you know the apartments, the whites?
Yep, I know the whites.
It's like that street, that way.
So on Taylor?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do you know roughly where on Taylor? Or does she live maybe on one of the other off streets?
It's on Taylor, but it's like one of the end houses by the intersection.
So right there, if you can see the screen, she said it's one of the end houses. So I showed you on Google Earth that it's like on that corner. And she starts to say it's by the and I don't know why she stops, intersection, right? That's why we looked at that.
I don't know how to explain it.
All right. Okay. And whose house is it that you went to?
It's, and I don't.
Why can't we hear the name of the people whose house it is? I mean, we learn it in other documents, but that's why it's so ridiculous that they're redacting these interviews, because we're getting the information one way or another usually.
With her other roommate.
And
So there must be at least 3 people living at Allie's. Allie, Kennedy, and someone else.
okay. All right. So you're at this house. How long were you here?
Maybe like 40 minutes. And then I left by myself and went back to my house.
So you walked home maybe around 1-ish?
Yeah.
All right, so she's proclaiming, you know, she's got to live with that narrative now that she left by herself, walked home around 1-ish. That's what she has been saying every time. Okay, that's Bethany's account. Hey, G Bean, I saw your request for the crime scene photos and stuff like that. I know a lot of people have been asking for things. I will look at my Google Drive and I can share the link so you guys can view stuff that's in it. You just can't like change anything that's in there, but you'd be able to access it and view it. 84 likes, Jessie Lynn. Hello, how are you today? Please hit that like if you wouldn't mind, you guys. Oh, you lost the photos? Yeah. They're still on the website, but I don't mind sharing at all. I'll just have to do that later. Oh, you guys are putting all kinds of nice happy birthday messages in there for Kaylee. Did Ethan argue or fight? That's why he didn't stay long. Oh. Yeah, something could have been going on there, because I believe Jack Showalter said he went to that party. So I think there was a mix of people there for sure. Yep. Okay, so that was her first interview, like straight out the gate. I walked home by myself, and that's what I am saying and sticking to it. All right, then let's see how she's thinking 2 days later or 3 days later. I think she gets interviewed again on the 16th. All right, this is 1 hour, 8 minutes. Oh, wait, why is this so little? Why is this so little? That's weird.
Covered it, but was he ever in your house for a party?
I can't do it full screen. Oh, there we go. All right, that was weird. That was super weird. All right, this is Bethany's second interview, the 16th, I believe. 1 hour and 8 minutes in. They're going to start talking more. Like at the beginning, they were more talking about what do they call that? Victimology type questions. And then they go back and revisit the timeline. Hi, Michelle.
I'm interested. I don't need you to give that one to me. So you and Zaina left there.
Mm-hmm.
How long were you at with?
Not that long, I don't think. I texted Maddie and asked if they all went home, and she said yes, and then we left like shortly after that.
Okay, what time is that at?
Like 4:51.
Okay, and you went home?
Yes.
Okay. All What was next for you after that?
We all made food and sat on the couch.
Okay, wait a minute. I got to back it up more because she's talking about going to Allie's in the afternoon.
Is that with someone?
And then someone else.
So that would be the other house down the road a little bit.
Oh my goodness. Why did I put 108? I can't read my own handwriting. Oh my goodness. All right, let me see. Sorry, guys.
Okay, so one of my guys already talked to him.
Mm-hmm.
And already given me his name, right?
Mm-hmm.
What about?
I think I do.
And his last name?
I believe it's. I'm not positive.
Okay. I think the rest of
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right, so you guys are all now over at that,
Mm-hmm.
and that's around 2 o'clock. And you
I don't
one
know
big
how
group?
long. Yes.
Okay, so this is the part where she's at the Whites, she's at Kayla Newens, and it's around 2 o'clock p.m.
Okay,
I don't know how long the girls stayed.
well, that's fine.
Something.
To be honest, right now I'm trying to follow mostly your day,
Okay, yeah.
and then we can start placing in some of like when Madison and Kaylee were there,
Mhm.
Ethan and Zana were there.
Mm.
That's kind of the group I'm trying to follow for the most part. Okay, so then you're here at 2. Was this a pre-funk before going to the game, or was this just a?
I don't think most of us were going to go to a game. Just like
Okay.
hang out with people.
Okay. Were you guys drinking here at this point?
Yes.
Had you been drinking before?
Yes.
Okay. What time did you guys start drinking?
Maybe like 11:30.
So you guys were getting ready
Yeah, something like that, or 12. We were all ready by the point.
when you started?
Yeah.
Okay. And what were you primarily drinking?
I had at that point
Just throughout the night?
mimosas and high noons. That's it.
And high noon?
And then I did play Rage Cage later in the night, but I don't know like what it was.
What's Rage Cage?
It's like a drinking game.
Can you explain it?
You put like either a little bit, it's like a little shot of like beer or twist or like anything that you have in a cup. And if you like make it, like there's empty ones, and if you make it, you move it on. But then I don't know, it can like get stacked, and then you have to drink. And then,
What are you trying to make into it?
just a ball.
Okay. So kind of similar to beer pong, but a little
Yeah, it's just more fast
variation of it.
paced.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you could wind up drinking a whole lot more alcohol,
Yes.
especially if you're not very good at it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So after how long were you? Do you think you were here at the Taylor Street address, or when did you leave it?
Might have a video. Me and Xana left together at Ethan left a long time before us, but I don't know where he went.
Okay.
So that matches so far. Ethan left
Do you
before
guys have
us.
an idea of the alcohol consumption in by whom?
No. There was a lot of alcohol there, though. That much I'm aware of. I think they'll know more today after the
So he just was saying
autopsies are done.
these cops, after I listened to this, like I don't know how many times I have listened to this, they're trying to figure out who consumed all the alcohol at 1122. That's what this guy said. Like, have you figured out who consumed all the alcohol? And he's like, yeah, there's so much alcohol at that house. We'll find out after the autopsies. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's not the house, but he said, yeah, there was a lot of alcohol there. Come to find out, they're saying they were drinking everywhere else all over town, probably with it in their backpacks, right? And one can, Leanne, I hope I did not miss your super chat here. You get a clock it.
Clock it. So I gotta say thank you. Clock it.
I think that showed up at the same time as Jen's membership. So I don't think I saw that. Thank you. And I hope I didn't miss anybody else. Gigi Butler, I hope I got you for your super chat also. Thank you. My memory. Ooh.
It was I don't really know, honestly. I don't.
Still light outside when you left?
Yes, but it was like foggy out, so it looked a little darker.
Okay.
It was after 3:48.
So sometime after 3:48?
Yeah.
Okay. And Ethan left some time before that?
Mm-hmm. I believe he left. No, he didn't. Never mind.
And what about Maddie and Kaylee? And
Maddie,
Dylan?
Kaylee, and were still there.
Okay, so they stayed.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what would be the next thing then? When you and Zayla left, where'd you go?
This place.
So she just pointed to it. She said, this place.
Is with someone?
And then someone else.
So that would be the other house down the road a little bit.
So this is kind of frustrating because she's talking about other people, but we're not allowed to know who, which would be nice to know, because if Xana really was cheating or doing something, I don't know. I mean, we don't know, but think about the circumstances. They went out in the morning. Xana, Kaylee, Dylan, Maddie, Bethany, and Ethan were at the house. They come back. They go over to the Whites. Ethan apparently isn't there long, and he leaves. And then Xana leaves with Bethany. And so Ethan and Xana, supposedly, according to, and they're not there to speak to them for themselves. So everybody else is telling us their timeline, right? That's what's unfortunate and problematic about this.
All right. So what would be the next thing then? When you and Zayla left, where'd you go?
This place.
Is with someone?
He just asked, it kind of sounds like a Z. I mean, that's all we can do is speculate. What do you guys hear? It sounds like he says, was Xana with someone? I can play it again. Want me to slow it down? Whoops, I went way too far back. Jeez. Sorry. Way too far back. Okay. Let me slow it down so we can hear this.
I know that address then. I don't need you to give that one to me. So you and Xana left there.
Mm-hmm.
How long were you at with?
Not that long, nothing. I texted Maddie and asked if they all went home, and she said yes. And
I
then
skipped
we
it.
left like shortly after that.
I went too far forward. Okay, still light
But it
outside.
was like foggy out, so it looked a little darker.
Okay.
It was after 3:48.
So sometime after 3:48?
Yeah.
Okay. And Ethan left sometime before that?
Mhm. I believe he left. No, he didn't. Never mind.
And what about Maddie and Kaylee?
Maddie, Kaylee, and were still there.
Okay, so they stayed. Okay. Alright. So what would be the next thing then when you and Zane
Me,
left? Where'd you go?
this place.
Here we go.
Is with someone?
And then someone else. This place.
Is with someone?
And then someone else.
So that would be the other house down the road a little bit.
I don't know what was said there. Let me see what you guys think. He's asking if someone was with someone. She answers. So obviously there's an answer to that. Yes, like whatever she's saying. And then she even adds to it and someone else. Hey, Deborah Acklin. You're packing for a camping trip. Awesome. Have fun. Yeah, vacations are the best. Vacations are the best. I think Bubbly, she dropped some names there, but we're not allowed to hear them. To keep looking. I know. I can't make it out either. I'll give it up. I give it up.
I know that address then. I don't need you to give that one to me. So you and Zana left there.
Mm-hmm.
How long were you at the place?
Not that long, I don't think. I texted Maddie and asked if they all went home, and she said yes. And then we left like shortly after that.
What time is that?
Okay. So then they go back home. Then they go back home. Oh, wait. 1:13. Where are we at with this time? 1:04. There's a little bit more information. Oh, we got to talk about alleys at night. Okay. So let me go up here. 1 hour and 13 minutes. I think they're going to talk about going at night.
Right at 9, before 9.
I don't know.
15,
Just
you guys
around
were
that
along
time.
to get ready.
Yeah, not really.
Okay. Do you know who this other fraternity member was?
He's a freshman, that's all I know. I don't know his name though.
So you guys go over there around 9-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Do you go straight? Where did you go to? Because there's individual apartments and then there's the main portion of the house.
Well, actually, me and Maddie left first.
Okay.
They weren't that far behind us though. They were just a little behind us.
Okay.
And we went to our friend's room to put our drinks in there. And then we sat there for a second, but then went and found Xana and Ethan in Ethan's brother's apartment.
Okay. Okay.
And then we hung out with Ethan, Xana, and Ethan's brother
Yeah.
for a while.
Okay.
And then people would like come in and out and just say hi and talk and stuff. And then Maddie said that she was leaving to go to the club.
Okay. Where was Kaylee at this time?
At our house getting ready to go to the club.
So Kaylee never came
Go
up
to
with
the club.
Okay. So then Maddie presumably then walked from there back to your place and then they left.
Yes.
What time was that at?
I do not know. It was, I can tell you after the time. It was after about 9:09, but
Sometime after 9:09.
mhm.
Okay. So you're now still in its apartment, right?
Yes.
So now it's you is still there?
Came a little later. Oh, I guess she didn't leave with us. She came later because she had to finish homework.
Okay. So now at this point it's you, Zana, Ethan, all hanging out in the house.
Yeah, and was there too.
Okay. And then
came, I believe. I don't really remember what time she came. And then one of my friends, she came.
you know last name? I think that was the one you couldn't tell me last time.
Her full name is something else than.
She's talking about Yessie.
Super.
Talking about Yessie right now. It's super long name, so they just call her Yessie.
And that's her last name?
Mhm.
So what's her actual first name?
Yesenia. I don't know. I'm just making that up. I know somebody named that.
So she shows up around 10. What do you guys do next?
We hung out there a little longer.
Okay.
And then we went into like the main party.
Okay, so Bethany's saying she's at Sigma Chi from like, according to her, anywhere from 8 to 9 p.m. And then Dylan comes sometime after 10:30, right? And they're both at Sigma Chi at that time for a while, according to them.
Do you remember what time? Who all went with you to the main?
Just me and she left to go to that main.
Do you remember what time that was?
No.
How long, if you had to estimate it or whatnot, do you think that he was with, once we showed up, how long after that until you guys went upstairs? Did it seem like a long time, short period?
45 minutes, 30.
Okay.
I get it, Michelle. I get it.
Still there at that point?
I can't remember actually.
Okay.
And then Xana and Ethan were later. I hung out with them a little at the main thing for a little, but mostly with you. And then me and you left.
Okay. Do you roughly remember when you saw Ethan and Xana up at the house?
Just a few more seconds.
Not really. But I remember right before I left with you, I grabbed my backpack from them and they were both sitting in there.
They were.
Yeah.
Do you remember what time that was?
It was after 12:17 a.m.
So if she's saying she left Sigma Chi after 12:17, and Kennedy is saying that Bethany and Dylan were at her house until like she said 2 or 3 hours, right? That's why I think they were playing Rage Cage at her apartment or her house. And then so Bethany's saying I'm at Sigma Chi till 12:17, but then I left Allie's to go home at 1. So she walked all the way down the road. That's going to take a good 5 minutes. and then go inside for like just 20 minutes and then walk all the way back home. If you did that, then you like, that sounds like a reason. Like I have to go there for a reason before I go home. I don't know. I'm just speculating. Or she didn't really leave at 1 a.m.
Okay. Were they in there by themselves, or was there anyone else in there?
From my knowledge, it was just them sitting on the couch. Yeah.
Okay. And then you and go to.
Back to
Yeah. Okay.
At this point,
Sure.
wasn't there just
Did she just say at this point I wasn't there? What? I saw your question, itty bitty poof. I'm not sure. Oh, he asked if she saw Ethan and Xana up at like the main part of the house.
it was after 12:17 a.m. I grabbed my backpack from when they were both sitting in there.
They were.
Yeah.
You remember what time that was?
Okay, so I know that there has been some discussion online about when the girls leave, supposedly Allie and Kennedy's, and Kennedy says, I walked them to the Whites. Oh, wait a minute, you guys. Doesn't that make more sense? So let's look again. Let me show you this. This makes more sense. Okay, hopefully, can you see the map? Hopefully. Wouldn't it make more sense if Kennedy and Allie live way over here, okay, on the corner? Make sure you can see this. They live way over here on the corner. Where's my, sorry, I lost my tab. Okay. Doesn't that make sense that Kennedy would walk them? She would walk with them down the road. She walked about down to here. She said she walked to about the White's parking lot. That makes more sense to me if you're going to like walk somebody than just coming out of this house right here, the tree house. Like they could have walked out the house and walked through the parking lot. Like, I don't know. That's not really walking anybody, because she said she only walked them to the Whites. So that's just another point that I wanted to bring up. It makes more sense if they're leaving at like 2 a.m-ish, 2 a.m, sometime around there. They're going to get escorted like halfway down Taylor Avenue. In my opinion, it would make more sense for her not to walk at all. I get that too. I understand that too. Like, you know, because then she's got to turn around and walk back by herself, unless she wasn't by herself, unless someone else walked back with her. That would really make the most sense. But oh, I know, Mark B. I know. And I do not want to, you know, I always feel like she's probably right. I'm showing, that's why I'm just trying to show every little tidbit of information for what I think. And this is, you know, this is something I can focus on. She's focusing on way bigger things. Maybe this is my contribution. I respect her so much. I know, but I know I am contradicting what she said. I know that.
It was after 12:17 a.m.
question.
Okay. Were they in there by themselves, or was there anyone else in there?
From my knowledge, it was just them sitting on the couch. Yeah.
Okay. And then you and go to.
Back to
Yeah. Okay.
Back to Allie's.
at this point, I wasn't there. Just
Allie wasn't there, just Kennedy? Wait, what? Wait, what? I never heard this before. She just said at this point, Allie wasn't there, just Kennedy. Where was Allie? This is why I'm doing this. Gosh, I already had it. I already had it sped or slowed down.
it was after 12:17 a.m.
Were they in there by themselves, or was there anyone else in there?
From my knowledge, it was just them sitting on the couch. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, she's
And
getting to the
then
point
you
where she leaves signal.
Go
Okay.
to.
Back to
Back to Allie's.
at this point, I wasn't there. Just
Interesting. Did you guys hear that? Allie wasn't there, just Kennedy.
Who else was it when you got there?
Our friend.
He asked who else. I thought he said who else lived there. And what is he saying here? He called it a name. He said something house.
By themselves, or was there anyone else in there?
Oh my gosh, I keep going back way too far. I'm sorry, you guys. I can't listen to that again. I'm sorry.
Okay. Who else was it when you got there?
It sounds like he says, who else lives at King House when you got there? Or something like that. That's what it sounds like. What do you guys hear? It sounds like he says who lives there, but then he says, like, when you got there.
Our friend.
I didn't back up enough.
And then you and go to.
Back to
Yeah. Okay.
at this point, I wasn't there. Just
Who else was it when you got there?
Our friend.
Male or female?
Male. And then I don't really know the other kids that were there, but it wasn't very many other ones.
Was there at all?
No. She was there, but she left before I did.
Okay.
Before I got there.
Okay.
I think that's Dylan.
So how long were you at this go around?
Not very long. I left earlier and walked back by myself and got home around 1-ish. Say.
He asked her, how long were you at Allie's this go around? Because she went there twice. That's funny.
And when you got home, who was there?
Just
All right. That's it for Bethany. Thank you for putting up with that for me, with me, you guys. This go around. 1330 audio is better than the 112 for Taylor houses. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Oh, it's MPD 15. Okay. So that was all 427 Taylor Avenue. Okay. And that was a good point somebody brought up about, let's look at that again. Would they be caught if they were out walking down there near 427 Taylor Avenue? Is there any way they would have been captured on Linda Lane? Maybe not the dumpster one, but maybe the other one. I don't know. Walking maybe past like the end of the street, like you can see there. I got to look. We're going to look on the map because I'm not familiar. So let's see. I think I have to. Okay, so here's 1330 Linda Lane. Okay. I don't. That one would only. That doesn't capture stuff way out here on Taylor. I don't believe. Now this one, the dumpster. Here's the dumpster. It does catch the road right here, you guys. I remember somebody talking about people walking. We should be able to see them. You guys want to look? Do you want to look and see if we can see them? It should be on the dumpster cam. And if Kennedy's right, it should be like at 2 something in the morning, right? We should see them walk by here because they're walking from down here. And here is the dumpster camera. They'd have to pass that camera, and conveniently that portion of footage is missing. Wait a minute. Someone's voice was captured on the Fox News Banfield video. Says stop it pretty clear. Is that, I know Mark B, he's in here. I think he played a clip of is that the clip you played in your Scream Sounds video, Mark? I was going to play that when I get to my 2 a.m. segment. I don't know. Let's look. I'm going to look. This was not planned, but I love doing things that are spontaneous. So we want Linda Lane. I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm just going to go to the Linda Lane archive. And we want like what, 2 a.m.? This is 2:04. 2 to 3. You know, has anybody downloaded this and like cropped it so you can get closer to the end of the road? Like see it bigger? Let me see. There's no way to do that on here, is there? I only have it on my desktop. If anybody's got it on like a large screen TV and you can see the end of the road better, let me know. All right, this is 2 a.m. We'll just watch for a little bit because, you know, it might not be right at 2 a.m. It might be on the 12 to 1. Or we might see the Sobro car because Dylan said they got picked up. So the end of the road is right there. Interesting car speeding around back there. Well, there's a car going towards. Wait, I hear voices. That didn't sound right. I hear voices. I thought I heard girls' voices talking. I have to clean my glasses so I can see. It's quiet. You know what? Did we have this camera like from 10 to 11? I don't know if we do or not. You heard talking to 2:29, Bubbly. You think that's the time? Okay, I will look. $105. It drops 3 off. Where at, Michelle? Oh, on the 1112 camera, probably. Press Control Scroll to zoom. Oh, look at you, Mark B. Thank you. Control Scroll. Do I have that? I'm sure I do. There it is. Wait, it's not working. Mm-mm. I couldn't get it to work, Mark. Thank you, though, for trying. I'll watch a YouTube video about it and learn how to do it for next time. All right, so Bubbly said 2:29. So let's look this. Wait, is there a timestamp on here? 2:15. This is 2:15. 2:17. 221. What were the seconds of that scream? It was 227 and what seconds? I didn't really hear it. Did you guys hear it? That like blood curdling scream? Yes, BF said she got home around 1 a.m. Yes. Kennedy said that she walked them around 2. So yeah, I'm going to compare both times. Both times. They said they walked, well, yeah. All right. So let me look. Let's just look at 229 because Bubbly said something about that real quick. What time does that guy walk up to the dumpster? Is it like 2:58 or something like that? Go to the actual clock time of 2:55. Hear a girl's voice say, stop it. Sounds like Maddie. Yes. Thank you, Wade Bird. 3:14-ish. That's interesting. I'm hearing all kinds of noise in the background. I know this isn't the best camera for picking up the noise. Wait, I just heard talking again. All right, let me just look at. Oh, this is only going to go to 3. Okay, so I'm going to get off this one. Let's look at, like, if the girls are saying, like, if they're saying they went to Allie's at 4:27, how early does this start? Does this footage start? Ooh, 11:16 p.m. 12 a.m. to 1 a.m. So then where's 11 p.m. to 12 p.m.? I'm sure these are clipped for a reason. They don't give us 11 p.m. to midnight, but they give us a clip. I'm sure there's another place to get all of these, but this is the one I always go to. 12 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. Right here. Let's look at this. So I'm thinking I'm going to let this play. This is what? How long is this? It is 15 minutes. I'll speed it up. I will speed it up. Unless you guys are like, no, we don't want to do that. Let me know in the chat. So this is 11:16 p.m. It plays for 15 minutes. So it's going to be from 11:15 to 11:30. If this is around the time that Bethany is saying she walked with a group over to 427, we should be able to hear them unless it was from 11 to 11:15. I don't know. If I play it on double speed, I don't think it'll take that long. Or I can wait. I'll watch it myself later and use it for tomorrow. 11:17. Mark, I should just ask you. I know you know all the times. Thank you. 11:17, you see 2 people walking. Okay. No speeding. Okay. I don't want to watch dead air, but we can hear like the voices. So, if 2 a.m. is crime time because we're hearing the blood curdling screams and the stop its, and I mean, it sounds like that is when the crime is happening. This 11 p.m. time is more like people are out on the street, they're moving around. If I was walking with someone else or a group of people out on the street, you're going to talk loud, especially if you've been drinking. So that's what I'm expecting to see on here and to hear on this. Whoops. Did I miss it? Mark gave us the timestamp. You can hear them again. 11. I got to back it up. Okay, 4 seconds. We should see people. Now, there they are. That looks like 2 people. I'm gonna do something. Do you see them? But they're walking away from Allie's house towards Sigma Chi at 11:17. Wonder if they're meeting people out there. Don't you wish there was a camera on the Whites facing Taylor Avenue? Man. Oh, you really could see them. White pants and white jacket. Don't we suspect Ethan had white pants on that night? That would if Ethan was at his apartment, isn't his apartment that way? Like, you would be coming from that way? Wade Bird. We need binoculars. We need binoculars. I apologize I can't Zoom. I will learn it, though. I will learn and figure it out. Did you hear the whistling? What just happened at the bottom of the screen? They just put a fence up at the bottom of the screen. That's crazy. So messed with. So messed with. Okay. I am going to it glitches. Yeah, it glitches. I think they mess with that stuff on purpose. Yeah, I know there's a big time jump and I know there's a big chunk of time missing, like important time. Yeah. How do we know Ethan was wearing white pants? You would think that you would ask the people who were with him that night and be able to find out what Ethan was wearing, to be able to find out what Xana was wearing. I mean, I don't really hear those questions. Do you guys ever hear the interviewers asking what people were wearing? I'm sure they have, but not as much, like to verify it with different people. But the reason why we think Ethan might have been wearing white pants that night is because they were on the bathroom floor, and that's what Lakeland took a photo of. However, if he's not home and his pants are on the floor, he can't be wearing them. That's just common sense logic. Oh my gosh. Oh, glitching means they edited the video. Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. Dylan also did have white pants. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Okay. So let me show you information about the treehouse now. So why do we keep talking about the treehouse? Where's my drive? Oh my goodness. There we go. The treehouse is in Moscow Police Department document 15. Moscow Police Department document 15. I actually read this one on one of my Kim Reads the Docs episodes. I read them in chunks of 10, so it would have been document 10 through 15. What am I doing? Where's it at? There we go. 15 we want. I have to say, when I read the docs in those videos, I told you I don't do like commentary, but this one, I had to laugh at the chicken guy. This is the report. This is the interview of Austin Agatis, or however you say his name. And this is probably the one time that I like broke my straight, just read the documents face, and I just couldn't help it. I had to laugh. William Tardy, hello. You say there is a picture of the triplets and another person on that night at the event. At the event? At the event at 1122, or at the event? The formal. Chicken patty. Chicken patty man. All right, so let me get this pulled up here. So this is Aaron Morris, Moscow Police Department number 15. Okay. So, oh, wait a minute. This says CF. Oh, okay. I hate when they do this. They do two different interviews. So first they interviewed CF. Not sure who that is. Then they interviewed, I shouldn't say he, Aaron Morris. This is November 15th. On November 15th at 11:50 hours, AA, okay, so Austin here, came into the substation to speak to me. I was told by Corporal Payne A went to Gritman, that's the hospital, on November 13th to seek medical care for cuts, with an S, cuts on his hand. I asked Austin what happened to his hand. He stated on November 12th, 2022, at around 2000 hours, he cut his hand. So what? 8 o'clock? What is he saying? 8 p.m.? You know, I can't do military time, you guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's got to be 8. 2200 hours, he cut his hand attempting to cut chicken for a sandwich. Austin stated he was intoxicated, and when he was trying to cut the meat, his pocket knife slipped and cut his hand. I asked when he went to the hospital. He read, this is what killed me. This is the 15th, you guys. He read his wristband from the hospital, and he said he went in on November 13th. At like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. He still had his wristband on. Bendito. That's hilarious. Austin told me he lived at the blank house. The laceration was on his right hand. He sent me a photograph of the injury and I attached it to the case. I asked Austin if he knew any of the victims. He stated he had seen Ethan 2 times at parties, but did not know any of the females. He said the blank sister house, is he a, what is Austin? What is Austin's, does anybody know in the chat what Austin's fraternity is? Hi, CAO Kane. Chicken Boy isn't very bright. 2200 is 10 p.m. So it was 2000. It was 20. So it was 8. I got it right. No? All right, I'm going to Google it real quick. See if anything shows up. I think it's AU. I should know the answer to this. I know I looked it up before. It's Austin, not Aston. Austin. I think that's how you spell it. Moscow. Fraternity. That's Austin Dawson. Everything's going to be Austin Dawson. Agius? Oh, Bubbly. Look, you came up, Bubbly. You came up. Am I spelling his name wrong? I just want to know where he lives. I kind of want to say he was in like Jack DeCour's fraternity. Why do I think that? Wait, do I have it on my list? I have a list going. I will add him. I will find that out and add it to the list. All right. Moving on. So he lives at, I'm guessing it's going to be some fraternity house. The laceration was on his right hand. He sent me a photo of the injury, attached it to the case. I asked Austin if he knew any of the victims. He stated he had seen Ethan. I read that part. Austin ran me through his weekend. Here we go. From Saturday morning. He stated he slept in Saturday morning, November 12th. He woke up around 9:30 a.m. Austin said he went to the Treehouse. So here, we're allowed to see the word. So Austin goes to the Treehouse, okay, which was a blank outhouse. So it is associated with, is it a fraternity? I'm kind of thinking it's a fraternity. The Treehouse is a blank outhouse located at blank Taylor Avenue. And that's, what did I say? 917, something like that. He said he spent the whole day there watching the game. He said he left the Treehouse at about 19:30 hours. 7:30. Went back to the blank Elm Street. So I know Delta Gamma girls sorority is on Elm Street. There are a few other fraternities on Elm Street. So I am going to, I don't have that prepared for today, but I'm going to look that up tomorrow. AA frat. Okay. Let's see. He spent the whole day there. He left around 7:30, went back to the blank on Elm Street. He said he was drinking all night and finally went to bed on November 13th at around 4 o'clock in the morning. Austin said he was with his friends. Now, look at this. Isn't this interesting? LM. And I immediately thought, oh my gosh, it's Lakeland. But when you listen to Austin's interview, it's a guy. So there's some guy, LM. I'm not sure who that is, but that's who he's with. Probably for fraternity brothers. I don't know. And he was with I'm guessing it's a CK. And he was with them all night. Austin provided me probably this person, M's phone number. Officer Rosinski talked to M later at it's either the treehouse or the fraternity house. M said he and Austin were walking downstairs at the blank house. So here's my question. Did this happen at the treehouse? Did this happen at the treehouse or did this happen at the fraternity house? And I know in the interview, the police officer asks about going to the house because they wanted to see the broken window and everything. When Austin missed a step and fell into the window, whoever this M person is said at the time, neither he or Austin saw any blood. M said Austin was cutting chicken and he saw the injury. According to M, Austin was extremely intoxicated and thought he cut his hand while cutting the chicken. But M believed he cut it on the glass. This is problematic right here. This is problematic. So not only do you have a fraternity member associated with the parties that people from 1122 were attending this night, he has an injury, he has a cut on his hand. So that's bad enough. But then that conflicting stories of how he got the cut, right? It's not just a 100% sure, here's how we know what happened. You know, you would want that on the night of a quadruple homicide and you're the guy with the cut hand. So it's already bad enough, but then having this conflicting account of how it happened is even worse, in my opinion. So Austin said he was willing to sign a consent form for the medical records. He could not remember if he cut his hand on the window or the knife. Austin said his friends told him to go to the hospital to make sure there was not glass in his hand. I went with Austin to the blank house. He showed me the window they found broken. I photographed the window and attached it to the case. And then that's everything about the treehouse. So I'm thinking the treehouse is a fraternity outhouse is what I'm thinking. And all I've heard or found in the reports and interviews that I've been listening so far, digging into this, is that there was a football game there, like during the day. A bunch of guys there watching the football game, and they all said they left at like between 8, 10, something like that p.m. and then went their separate ways. Sounds like a nightmare on Elm Street. I know, I thought of that when I saw that the sororities and fraternities were on Elm Street. I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. They blur him out in the interview, so I'm not sure, but I will look. I'll see if I can find like fraternity photos. Okay, that would be good. Right. Okay, 2 a.m. 2 a.m. This is courtesy Mark B. As soon as I find it and pull it up. Yesterday, I kind of read the 2 a.m. times from Mark B's video. He explains them. He goes through his chart. Like, I love his work, how he's got everything counted, timed out. It's amazing. But then, or I should say, and I want to hear, he plays all the sounds. Is amazing. The Screams timeline. Okay, so shout out to Mark B. Please post his link in the chat. So you can see, look at this. So amazing. He's got all the different cameras, same time period. What do we hear? Just like, is it just a voice? You know, words, screams, love it. But let's just listen. I just want to listen. And then on your own, go back and watch him explain the whole chart because it's amazing. Right here.
Seconds. This is the 1112 cam. Here we go. Now we'll go to the 1330. Okay, this one starts in 2 seconds at 2:27:12. Here we go. So you can see the volume's way lower. So now we're going to listen to the 1:40 a.m. scream that I believe could be Ethan. Okay, I believe it starts in 2 seconds at 1:40:26. Here we go. There you have it. At 1:55:58 in 2 seconds,
I do have to say, it's better with headphones on. So wear your headphones when you're listening to these. And the different cameras are picking up the sounds at different volumes because they're further away, right? This camera's further away than the 1112, but it's so important and powerful to hear the same sounds, even if it's duller, you know, at the same time. It's just verifying, right? It's just verifying. Yeah, this is amazing. And hello, Dago. I saw you.
we'll hear a female screaming for about 7 seconds. Keep in mind, Eric Gower is on 1112 camera as we speak. While he is driving in, these screams are going on. Here we go. 2 seconds. Okay, now we're going to go to 2:21:06 in 2 seconds.
That's such a good point that Mark just made there. Those screams are going on, like they sound echoey, so they could be like in the White's parking lot or down on Taylor Avenue. I don't know. They're like echoey, but the girls are getting dropped off, like pulling into the neighborhood while these screams are going on. And if it's at the house, the speed is slowed on my end. Thank you. Sorry about that. Yes, it is. Oops.
We'll hear, "Oh my God," from a female voice. Here goes. Now we'll go to 2:21:41. Okay, now we'll hear a female. I can't make out what she's saying, but here goes in 2 seconds at 41. Now we'll go to 2:22:06. Okay, in 2 seconds, we'll hear a male voice say, "Wait, wait." Here we go.
You cannot tell me that the girl we just heard before that, like you guys, and then wait, doesn't it just sounds like they are out in this neighborhood. They're out somewhere. Like, are they headed somewhere? Is someone being done outside? I mean, it sounds outside to me.
Okay, we're going to listen to a 51-second segment here so that we can hear the female's stressed out voice, her pleading, and a male yelling. Here we go. It starts at 21 in 2 seconds. What I want to do here is just point out, how can Kaylee or Maddie possibly be calling Jack D at 2:26 to 2:52? Look how much yells and screams in this time frame here. The Y is the yells and the X is the screams. Look at this time frame. All these stressed everything. Look at all those. That's 2:42, 2:44. How can they possibly be making a phone call at this time? If anything, they should be calling 911.
Exactly. So what are we supposed to infer from that? Or think about that. If we're hearing these sounds that to me show the crime is starting, like, and I don't think the murders happened quickly. I think this went on for like at least 2 hours, at least. To me, these loud noises are like they're rounding people up. There's angry people in the house. They're going to be expressing themselves about the motive of what they're doing, if they're angry about something. So would Kaylee and Maddie, they wouldn't be just calling Jack D during that time. So is someone else doing it? Or did they completely mess with this footage and this footage is at a different time? I mean, possible in this case, right? Especially with all the people that had their hands on this footage. I don't know. I don't know how you would go about changing dates and times, or not dates, but times about it. But what do you guys think? Like if Kaylee and Maddie, do you think they could be actually on the phone? Because I first thought, well, they could, because they would be hearing sounds. Like they would be hearing maybe sounds of scuffle downstairs or whatever. But this is clearly more than that. This is more than that. This is so much I think you would call 911. You wouldn't just call a friend next door. Right, Scully. Yep. Jack D got a copy of it. Or I don't, yeah, he got access to it. He didn't get a copy of the video. They gave him the login information, you guys. Jack D had the login information to the now that's according to someone who spoke to someone that Jack D told or something. So, you know. There has been that rumor out there that Kaylee made a 911 call at 3 a.m. Yeah, maybe that goes with the reason of the cops messing up. I don't know if that would be the only if there was a 911 call that nobody responded to at that house and then this happened, would that be enough? Would you put a 1 in the chat? Do you think that would be enough? Just failing to respond to one of these murder victims if they did get a chance to call 911? Do you think that would be enough embarrassment, liability for the cops to be like, we cannot be responsible for this? Or put a 2 if you don't think that that's possible. Or you don't think that that's a 2, that it's not enough for them to do like a cover up type thing. No. I think the liability part of it, liability is a big thing. Like they would get sued the pants off of. Like there would be no university anymore. You want to talk about the WSU lawsuit. If the cops didn't respond to a 911 call, I mean, and I'm not saying that that's a verified fact that happened, but if it did happen and we don't know about it, I understand why. Yeah. All right.
At 2:38:10 in 1 second, you'll hear a female yell. It's really not that loud, but it's immediately followed by males also yelling, probably to cover it. Here we go. 1 second. At 2:40:20, we'll hear another female yell, quite a bit louder than the last one, again followed by some male screams. Here we go. At 2:42:28, we'll hear a female screaming. It's not super loud, but it's followed by a male screaming. Here we go. At 2:50:41 in 1 second, we have another female scream. Here we go. At 2:57:18, I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. I can hear it. It'll be help me. Later, help me please. 2 seconds later, help me. Here we go. In 2 seconds, at 2:58:18 will be the first one, and then 6 seconds later, the next one, and 2 seconds later, the next one. Here we go. Very sad. At 2:55:19 in 2 seconds, you'll hear a female voice saying, "Stop it, stop." Here we go. Now, here's the body cam. It's 2:55:14. In 2 seconds, at 2:55:16, you'll hear it. There's quite a bit of noise, but just focus in on the 16-second marker. Here we go.
19. 19? Yep. Okay, is there a reason why you didn't stop back there?
There you have it. We're going to hear a male voice in 2 seconds say what I believe is, "You better shut up." For about a minute before this, constantly, you can hear a female voice going on. I believe he's telling her, "You better shut up." But I'm not playing that because you can barely hear it. You need headphones to hear it. So we'll hear him right now say, "You better shut up." Literally in 2 seconds at 3:15:21. Here we go. At 3:41:33, in 1 second, we hear a female voice scream, "Help me." This is about 5 minutes before Molly shows up. Here we go. 1 second from right now. Now, all these yells and that scream, this is all while Molly is here.
That's crazy.
But we're going to go ahead and listen to this one scream. We're not going to listen to all the yells because I think you guys get the point. So we'll go to 3:48:25. And in 2 seconds at 3:48:25, we'll hear the female scream followed by male yells. Here we go. These people were being tortured. Okay, we'll give it a try to see if you can hear that.
I agree with you, Mark. I mean, I've always, even before hearing all of these sounds, I've always thought that. I've always thought it went on for a long time. I don't know. I don't know why. I just had like an intuition or something. I don't know. But that, and when we did hearing this, I've always thought, man, it's just like some angry guys in there, just berating and torturing, like you said. That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. And the "help me" sounds, that voices that you caught, heartbreaking. I was also wondering if those, like, they kind of sound like cover up screaming noises that I think you commented on, that Mark provides commentary on, is like, we talked about roles, like people having roles to do possibly this night, different things. Clearly these college students were out and about during this time. I mean, we've got it documented in all these interviews. There's people out and about. They heard this stuff. I don't know what happened, but they heard. And I'm just wondering if one of the roles was to scream. Where would be the best place to scream from? Right next to the camera in the house that has the camera? I'm just saying. I'm just speculating and putting that out there. That would be like the best place to make noise to try to cover up the screams. G Bean says, you think the girls doing the yelling? Yeah, maybe. Yeah. It's plausible. It's plausible. All right, let's finish this up.
Cell phone sound at 4:27 exactly 1 second from now. It's really hard to hear. I heard it. I don't know if you can hear it. Here we go. Literally in 1 second. Listen. We'll try it one more time in 1 second from right now. Here it goes again. There it is. I heard it. Hopefully you did. There you have it, folks. Hopefully this helps. Please leave a comment in the section below.
You guys, everybody go on over to Mark B's channel right here, the green circle with the white M. Like this video, watch the beginning of it when he explains all of the times, the different cameras. Make sure you hit that like button on his video. Leave him some comments. Leave him your thoughts over there and questions, because he's got the skills to go back and maybe find some other things. Amazing. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. We appreciate you. You made an interview from Connor's channel today, Connor Idaho 4, Christy's Chaos. Make sure you go over and show her some love. And thanks for posting Jules. I have not mentioned her, but I know she has either gone live or she's about to go live. And I think she's talking similar stuff. I saw that she had posted it and I was like, ooh, all right. I can't wait to see like what her take is on some of this. So I didn't get to the rack today, you guys. So, which is kind of a good thing, because I want to do some more digging. I want to do some more digging on it. I had some. There's a part in the book that talks about it. There's some interviews that talk about it. But I want to look more into the rack. Was supposedly here's one of the reasons why I'm interested in the rack. It's at the Whites, and there were a lot of fraternity guys going over there at like 1:30 a.m. around that time. And we hear a lot of sounds starting after that, right? So when I talk about people being out in the area, right, we've got Kennedy putting a big group of people from 427 Taylor Avenue out on Taylor Avenue by the Whites. We've got guys coming from frats across campus, going to the Whites. They were there till like 4 or 5 in the morning. We need to make a list of all the evidence we have that these college students knew and heard what was going on. We've got Lyndon saying they all woke up around 2 in the morning over at Josie and Emily's apartment. They're up till like 4 or 5 in the morning. It's crazy. So yeah, the rack at the Whites is another, I feel, important location. I hope I shared enough evidence with you today that I believe Allie and Kennedy lived at 427. In my mind, it's more than a belief. I think it's what the book says matches the interviews. If everybody was telling the truth, unless they just did a big, pulled one over on us that they don't want us to know about, who's at the treehouse or whatever. Yeah, I think it was definitely, I think Allie and everybody, they were all going to Allie and Kennedy's at 427 Taylor Avenue. So, and that's important. And now that I'm realizing that they should have been caught on that dumpster camera footage, I want to dive into that too and see if we can see anything else at those different times. So Scully, it's good to see you. Thanks for joining me today, you guys. Awesome group, awesome comments. There, Paco Jewel says there was a call. They blocked it somehow and added that their stage bullshit. I know. I do think that if this was a police mess up, I mean, you had cops right there in the Banfield. We have a rumor of, if there's footage of the parent saying that there was a 3 a.m. 911 call, I need to go look for that. I need to find that. That's crazy. Yeah, that would be good. So I am going to go head out and get my tire fixed. I hope. So I always I'm expecting there to be some kind of snafu that it can't get done today, but we'll see. Hey, Dago, thanks for joining us. All right, you guys. Kim, let's FOIA all 911 reports and calls for the whole weekend. That's a good one. That's a good one. Mark is asking a question. How did DM get up to KG? I'm not sure I know what you mean, Mark. Like with her flights of steps? With her flights of steps? I'm not sure. I am not sure. If you ever want to communicate with me, Mark, though my email is on my it's easy. It's typically unique 143. Typically unique 143, and it's just at Gmail. But I hope you'll join us on the verdict room. That would be amazing to get to talk to you some more. Oh, up to Coeur d'Alene. Oh, good question. I don't know. I'll have to look into that. I'll have to look. Yeah. Do you know the answer to that, Mark? I bet you know the answer to that. But that would be a good thing to look into and discuss for sure. Logan is on something similar that would include those 911 calls. Oh, like she's already requested it. Here's what I've decided with FOIAs. Okay. I don't know if I am going to specifically put in any FOIA requests anymore. I do still have about, what did I say, $55 left from donations that will be used for FOIAs. So I've got it set aside. It's just not going to be me putting them in. I want to, but I don't have access to that chart of where everybody's FOIA requesting stuff. And the one I was trying to get, I guess, has already been put in for by, I think, Connor, and it's already been approved. So we'll just help fund the people that are getting them. So if that sounds, I hope that sounds okay with you guys. So anyone who has donated, I have already made donations to certain creators. And I always say it's from the peeps. And I still have more. But right now, I haven't seen anybody asking for money. So I'm waiting until they ask for money. All right. Sound good? I'm sure Dago's probably going live. So make sure everybody goes over there and joins him today. Thanks again to Mark B. Thanks to Connor. Thanks to Christy. Love all the unique peeps in here. Love seeing everybody turn green. And I'll see you guys tomorrow back here, 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. Let me get this off the screen. And I'm going to clock out for now. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for watching, hope you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. Subscribe, it's free and keeps us going strong. You're part of the crew now, right where you belong. Join us next time, same truth, same fire. We bring the heat and never tire. We're typically unique and proud to be a husband and wife in podcast harmony. That could be unique, yeah, that's you and me. Don't forget to like and hit subscribe, it's free. Come back again, we'll be right here with truth and laughs and zero fear. We don't always agree, but that's the show. One love, two minds, letting it flow. We dig deep with crack jokes, we called it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. We don't always agree, but that's the show. One love, two minds, letting it flow. We dig deep with crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. We don't always agree, but you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. We dig deep with crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. Thanks for watching, hope you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. It's free, it keeps us going strong. You're part of the crew, now right where you belong. Join us next time, same truth, same fire. We bring the heat and never tire. We're typically unique and proud to be a husband and wife and proud to be a husband and a wife in podcast harmony. Yeah, that's you and me, that's you and me. Don't forget to like, hit subscribe, it's free. Come back again, we'll be right here with truth and laughs and zero fear.